Recently, a past video from Girl Defined, a Christian YouTube channel, reminded me that the Halloween season is upon us. For many of us, that means candy, silly costumes, spooky decorations. But Girl Defined is here to remind us that, like most harmless things that were invented to entertain children, Halloween is actually a tool that the devil uses to lure people away from Christianity by reminding them how boring it is compared to other things they could be doing. Oh, that devil. So naturally, the Girl Defined girls have Girl Defined some very specific viewpoints on how they should celebrate the Halloween season as God-honoring girls, or as I like to call them, adult women. So let's anoint ourselves with some gospel-focused guidance on how to navigate spooky season with all of its revealing costumes, dark-sided topics, and disrespectful monster concepts that try to make nuns seem scary to everyone, and not just the people who experienced religious trauma from attending a Catholic elementary school. No offense to the Conjuring universe, but your nun isn't scary until it hits someone's grandpa with a ruler so hard that it triggers a cycle of abuse and addiction that will echo down the family tree for generations. And that's what brings us to our hosts of Girl Defined. So settle in and subject yourself to some judgmental guidance on how to celebrate the festive fall season from three girls who seem to have locked us inside a hot car with them until we agree to choose some wholesome Halloween costume that covers every hole. It's a whole, holier than thou, All Hallowed Eve installment of Clip Breakdown. Hello television viewers, my name is Nick. Thank you so much for joining me once again on my channel for another installment of Clip Breakdown. This is the playlist where we dive into our favorite movies, TV movies, and other such content here on the web, and we break it down like some biblical parable about a lamb that somehow defines what our gun laws are today. To simplify that, we look at each individual clip and decide, is it good or is it too spooky for elementary school? Which is basically the standard by which the Girl Defined women seem to judge all Halloween activities. Is it for children? And if it's for children, then that's okay. I certainly can respect that certain religions are just gonna opt out of Halloween altogether because, amongst many other kind of cultural infusions, Halloween does have some pagan roots. But as you might expect, Girl Defined has, an unintentionally hilarious way of delivering the good word of their God and making it sound very prescriptive, as though God himself came down from a mountain and said, ladies, I hope we're wearing slacks to the school dance. And that's the kind of strict, oppressive rule they're trying to make sure we all celebrate Halloween, or at least they're encouraging us to celebrate on Halloween. I'll let them lead us in, how about?
Got our epic costumes on.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what's going on with my hat. We have got a special edition, Girl Defined, Kristen, Susanna.
Make them guess who I am. I don't know if they know.
Well, I'm not an expert on sports equipment, but I would guess you're the girl on a softball team who has to be catcher because it hurts to run too much, since your mom refused to let the gay man working at Victoria's Secret fit you for a sports bra. Like, it's just measuring tape, mama, but whatever, figure it out for yourself. And good luck with gym class this semester, flapjacks. I love how they call this the special Halloween edition of Girl Defined, and think that somehow explains why they're sitting in a car for the whole thing, wearing frilly hats and helmets. This looks like me and my guardian angels, that time that I drank cold brew on an empty stomach and drove into the wrong end of an automatic car wash. I didn't know how to put my car in neutral, so I thought that was like a way around it. And I hate to go there already, but their impromptu costumes aren't the only things that look a little rushed. I feel like all three of them had to share a portable curling iron, but Rebecca drained the car battery, making those tight coils. And the other two just had to like quickly make do with residual heat while the wand was cooling. You're already sitting in a Kia sedan, why not just park it in the sun for an hour and then wrap sections of your hair around the hot tailpipe? Ooh, actually, that's a good life hack. I'm gonna write that down to include in my blog. The secret of Nick's hot, hairy tailpipe. I don't know why these links keep getting deleted off the Teen Vogue message board. Anyway, ignore these hats that they all dug out of their brother's bedroom before shooting this. Also, I know that this is not the typical girl-defined duo. Kristen is, but normally it's that other girl. But here I think it's a younger sister maybe, and or a family friend is Susanna. I don't know who they are. I looked it up too. Like I Googled it and I was like, they need some sort of Wikipedia page or Jesuspedia, whatever they can get on. Either way, talk us into the topic, Kristen. We get it. You have hats.
Well, we want to talk about this trend. It's been going on for a while, but when Halloween hits, it just seems like everybody gets a pass to dress however they want.
Kristen, hold up. You're telling me Halloween doesn't give people a pass to wear whatever they want? But that's the only reason I haven't physically forced you to remove that hat yet. It looks like you stole that thing off the body of a horse trampling victim at the Kentucky Derby. Telling me I can't wear what I want? And so what if I think Halloween means I can wear whatever I want? In fact, I think I'll take my Halloween pass of personal freedom and carry it with me throughout the rest of the year. In fact, I think I have a copy of that pass right here. Pretend that this is the US Constitution, not the shipping envelope that my antifungal treatment came in. When Beyonce sang, if he like it, then he should have put a ring on it, I wish he had been more specific, because guys just keep giving me ringworm and then not texting back. There you go, ladies of Girl Defined. I just helped you out by saying something slightly more embarrassing than Kristen's hat. Crushed wicker on Halloween, disrespectful to my lord, Jack Skellington, and the love of his life, Oogie Boogie. Jack is gay, he came out. If you ask me, the most unholy part of the girl-defined Halloween is how boring they made this video. A single static shot with zero editing feels a little underproduced. Thankfully, you don't have to settle for uninteresting video content thanks to the sponsor of today's video, Wondershare, the makers of my new favorite video editing apps, Filmora 11 and Filmora Go. Cut and edit together amazing video content that your friends and followers will love with professional looking video effects. And to me, the most important part is that Wondershare Filmora is far more budget friendly than other editing apps like Adobe Premiere or Final Cut Pro. Wondershare's Filmora 11 is a super easy to use app for both Mac and PC with advanced features and so many fun ways to explore and get creative. The auto beat sync feature, speed ramp tool, and green screen gives you the ability to create special effects. My favorite features have to be the audio visualizer. I've never been able to create this type of animated graphic so fast. You gotta love the speech to text feature. It helps you quickly subtitle your content. And I can't believe how impressive even the most basic cell phone footage looks when I use the preset templates included with Wondershare Filmora 11. And then you also have to check out Wondershare Filmora Go for both Apple and Android, which puts so many powerful editing tools in the palm of my hand. But the AR camera is a feature that really surprised me. You can create Animoji selfie videos and digitally retouch faces. Wondershare Filmora Go combines the best features of like 3 or 4 different apps that were always slowing down my phone. I've been using Wondershare products since I started my YouTube channel years ago. Download Filmora 11, and for creativity at your fingertips, download Wondershare Filmora Go. All of the links you need are in the description box below. Now we just have to figure out what kind of filter will obscure how cringy Girl Defined is being about Halloween. Just eat a fun-sized Snicker and shut up. We're gonna talk about sexy costumes, but that's not the only kind of costume that is not conducive to a religious living life. I don't know what? Oh my gosh, look at how many I just started this video with 1 drink on my desk. That's crazy town. Oh well, we're in it to win it. Let's keep moving.
From the goriest, like bloodiest costume.
So nasty.
Like,
I can't even look at it.
Well, I made fun of them, so I guess I have to sit here and take this. But once again, ladies, it's not for Halloween. I just have a particularly bloody and gory ringworm infection, as I said. And my culture is not a costume. When white people say that, it's about rashes, usually. This looks like the Mad Hatter's tea party after everyone's been forced to take their meds for a few weeks. Like, we haven't had time to get a new wardrobe yet, but they look clean.
we get get that not everyone who celebrates is like celebrating the devil, like all that stuff. I came out with a post on Monday all about just this topic, but more in depth about Halloween. So maybe check that out, girldefined.com.
Oh yes, we will be checking out that post, Depression Era Little Debbie. She's referring to her Halloween article from girldefined.com called When Nice Girls Turn Naughty for One Day. Isn't that the Cobra Starship song featuring Leighton Meester? Yes, that's a good title. Let's get into this. Sounds like an international translation of the Rihanna album Girl Gone Bad. But in it, Kristen writes of a conversation she had with a, quote, Christian college guy I know. Christian college guy. Why do so many Christian girls use Halloween as an excuse to dress in seductive costumes? He asked, raising his eyebrows in question. Well, like this? Seductive costumes. Kristen, Christian college girl, says, I don't know. I said, it is kind of weird. Oh, girls are weird for wearing costumes? Real good feminism. Christian college guy. Like, my Christian college has tons of Halloween parties, and I don't want to go to any of them. He continued, this is fun. It's like you're my kindergarten class, and I'm admonishing you for being human beings who want to have sex. Maybe I shouldn't have used kindergarten as the example. Let's just keep reading. He continued, it's just too awkward for me to see my Christian girlfriends dressed so, ellipses, sensual. Mama, she's wearing a green tube top to be Marge Simpson. I don't think that's like seducing you. Anyway, Christian college Christian says, I walked away from that conversation with an eye-opening new perspective from a Christian college guy. Christian college guy must be his real name. He asked a good question that begs for a good answer. Why do so many of us, as Christian girls, use Halloween as an excuse to undress? That was like the end of the worst episode of Sex and the City. I sat there, communion wafer dissolving in my mouth.
I couldn't help but wonder. I couldn't help but wonder. I couldn't help but wonder.
Why does candy corn have to be the only vegetable on Halloween? Like, no, I'm kidding. That's very well said, Kristen, and you make some thought-provoking points. And it is true, as a Christian woman, there simply is no excuse for getting undressed. Shower in that huge sweatshirt. Layer on clean pairs of underwear until the innermost layers dissolve. Have painful sex through the zipper fly of your sturdiest pair of jeans. It's crucial to the sacredity of Jesus. Oh, I'm gonna get emails for this one. People are like, why do you only make fun of Christian people and no other religions? I don't know. Send me a fucking funny video from Jewish people. That can't be right. See, something about it doesn't feel right. I was raised Catholic, sweetheart. I tasted that dry bread crumb in the circle. That's why I can make fun of it. And I'll continue to. But yeah, ladies, simply never take your clothes off for any reason at any time throughout the year. That's all the Bible's asking of you, Christian ladies. Also, if you could please hand over your birth control pills to the nearest man who owns you. He will also be having a private discussion with your doctor about the future of your uterus and how many babies they can glurp out of it before you're useless. And also, what are they gonna do with your uterus after that? I know in certain cultures they would take like a sheep's bladder and sew it together and inflate it for the kids to play soccer with. So just an idea. I think these girls got a long enough glance at the three of them in the LCD screen of their camera and were like, you know what? Maybe wearing garbage on our heads was not the move for this serious topic about sexy Santa as a Halloween costume.
Yeah, I think a lot of
With your mask.
Okay. I have a little dent in my head now.
Well, damn, Rebecca, why is your head so soft? Wait, she's not just one of those infants that gets born with a full set of teeth, right? That's a real thing, I think. I think I heard. Can you believe that there are fresh, slimy newborns that come into this world prepared to finish a whole Charleston chew? And they want to sit here and tell me that God exists. There is no God. There is only teeth, baby. My new religion is the babies born with teeth. Chomp chomp, sis. And in my religion, it's Christmas every day. And I'm the human conduit to Lord Teeth Baby. So everyone has to do what I say. Everything I do is anointed by a higher power. This is fun. I don't know why more people don't do this. Anyway, you don't have to be the only one in your friend group concerned that dressing like Dorothy from Wizard of Oz with a shorter skirt than shown on screen will somehow get you sent to hell. You can also bother all your friends about it.
And maybe even just talk to your girlfriends like, hey, like, maybe we shouldn't do this. Or, you know, what do you think, like, the guys are thinking?
Oh, we know know you all care what the guys are thinking. Kristen wrote a whole short story about that. Listen, don't worry about what the guys are thinking ever in life, because spoiler alert, a lot of the time they're just dreaming up new ways to control you or kill you. Or if you're really lucky, they might be a gay guy, in which case they're thinking, sweetie, those braids. I wonder if she'll let me redo them using my Paul Mitchell styling cream. That's the 3 categories. So fix your hair and live your life for you, not for these guys who are gonna judge you for wearing a pair of slingbacks to the Halloween dance. I can't. That same guy off to a portrait of Mary. I can't guarantee that that's true. It just seems right, and it seems like something he would do, that son of a bitch. But it's true. A lot of people can get caught up in the fact that it's Halloween, and they might think, fine if I'm wearing something offensive to the god I worship, because on Halloween, I can compartmentalize myself into a different person mentally. That's what Susanna's implying.
It's just a costume. Like, I wouldn't actually wear this in real life, but it's just a costume, so it's kind of different. But no matter what, like, whatever you're wearing, like, you're still wearing it, and so you have to still try to honor God.
I don't have to try. What I'm wearing does honor God. I have the 6th commandment spelled out in blood on the inside of my panties as we speak. It's a stain from when my tattoo was still in its scabbing phase. That's right. I decided to get "Thou shalt not murder" tattooed across my buttocks, because so far that's been the only consistent standard for choosing a sexual partner that I've been able to stick to. Okay, fine. It was gonna cost too much to get the entire commandment spelled out, so it just says "mean people suck," and then a picture of Bugs Bunny sticking up the middle finger at you. As you can see, I don't stop at just being a cool Christian. I want to be the most radical Christian that ever walked the American soil. Why is the CIA calling me? You know what? Gore and blood is offensive, but at least it's something based on what would happen if I exploded. You know, we all have Jesus inside of us, and we all have soft tissue and organs inside of us that can be ripped out by murderers and animals. But enjoying sex, there's no place for that in the natural world.
You know, we're talking like basically lingerie, like everything's turned naughty. You know, you want to be sweet Little Red Riding Hood, but now you're like the most seductive version of Little Red Riding Hood.
Well, if I don't dress like the most seductive version of Little Red Riding Hood, how am I supposed to get that wolf who ate my grandma to me? Also, even childhood fairy tale characters become adults eventually, so stop calling her Seductive Little Red Riding Hood and use her government name, which is Tight Ginger Slut. Unless she's performing, then she goes by the stage name Little Red Ride Me Good. A fun wink to the past, but like elevated. The girls Defined are not just gonna leave you high and dry with a boring Halloween. We've got alternative plans for those of you who simply refuse to dress like a sexy mummy with a bandeau top and tits out.
Here's that you can have fun without celebrating all the death, the gore, the evil that kind of comes with it.
Last year, our church, a group from our church actually dressed up, and they went door to door. So they were all like in super fun costumes. And they went door to door.
I don't think she got to the religious part yet, Kristen, because so far she's just described trick-or-treating as an adult. Rebecca said, yeah, well, on Halloween we go out, and Kristen's like, just like the sheep went out in the Gospel of Luke. Very godly, great work. I'm like, okay, someone really wants to direct the conversation. Rebecca, finish your sentence. You and your church losers did what on Halloween?
And they were giving out cans of food and kind of sharing the gospel, like through that. So it ended up,
and what a surprise to the person at the door.
Oh, yeah. They're like,
they're trick or treat, and they're actually like, hey, we have canned food for you.
Yes,
like,
that would be very surprising and very unusual. Not everyone needs a can of food. Couldn't you donate that to a shelter? I'd be like, does anyone know why those full-blown grown-ups just reverse trick-or-treated me? I got a can of okra and a printed Bible verse that has the word foreskin in it. This would make such a strange episode of Touched by an Angel. Don't even say the word Halloween if you believe in God. They cannot coexist. Just have all of your parties based around the season, the fall harvest season, and don't make any mental connections between harvest and pagan festivities, because that's not super Christian. There's a whole lot of, just wall off the Christianity into its own corner and make that everything. Good? 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 Sound good? Kristen's gonna tell us how from a party planning perspective.
One of the girls every year hosts for the girls' night a pumpkin carving contest.
Oh, yes.
And that's really fun because, you know,
Yes.
pumpkins are just fall. They're not necessarily Halloween. I mean, they're just like a fall kind of theme. And, you know, you can do sweet pumpkin carvings too. It doesn't always have to be like the scary, like jack-o'-lantern.
Okay, I barely said anything about how you're a bunch of adult women who keep calling yourselves girls, but now you're telling me that it's too scary when someone carves a mean face into a gourd? Apparently, God-honoring girls are supposed to prefer sweet imagery, along with modest outfits and sexual innocence. So basically, remain a little girl forever and let every man be your father. I'm not gonna say any more about that, although it seems like something you all might want to unpack with a counselor, especially whichever one of you girls defined are using the email address daddysforeverprincess@hotmail.com. That better just be the terminology used in sexual roleplay, or I'm gonna be grossed out. The fact of the matter is, I have a lot to think about how I approach Halloween this year. Girls, let's get an outro going so I can reconsider some choices.
All right, we love you, sisterhood. Mwah.
That's how sorority girls say goodbye when they're dropping off a freshman in front of the emergency room after brutally hazing them. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Ooh, sisterhood, woo! Togetherness, acceptance. Good luck in there, girl boss. We think you have a really good shot at becoming a Chi Alpha Mu. But remember, say no to filing a police report. Are you saying you wouldn't die to protect our ancient Chi Alpha Mu legacy that dates all the way back to like 2013? No, but seriously, I am feeling more ashamed of myself after watching this video. So thanks. It really has me rethinking my costume that I got for this year. Can I try it on for you to get some feedback? Okay, here it is. So does this seem modest enough to everybody? Because I'm no longer sure that this would win the approval of God, or more importantly, of Kristen, or Sarah Jane, or Carbonica in the back row. What? Obviously the plan was to go as what Girl Defined would call seductive creature of the Black Lagoon. Although I've just been saying hashtag freshwater harlot. But I don't know. I feel like this is not gonna live up to the standard of modesty at Kristen's fall party. I'm starting to panic. I don't think I brought any flesh-colored duct tape to cover my nipples. I'm so lucky that those prosthetic fish genitals were on back order. Like, thank the sexy Jesus from the Black Lagoon gods. Oh, this pin is a good opportunity for branding, however. Have I mentioned I have new enamel pins featuring exclusive clip breakdown iconography, now shipping, each available for under $10. Stick that on your crucifix necklace and worship it as a false deity. Ooh, creature of the Black Lagoon, creature of the... I love a tiny backpack. This should be enough to hold all the condoms. Just kidding. I don't use those. I'm not trying to get pregnant. I am already pregnant with the world of lizards. Don't know why I even had to say that. Anyway, happy Halloween, everybody. Or more accurately, happy like 2 weeks before Halloween, but SEO. I gotta block the CIA from calling me again, so make sure all of you have a safe 2 weeks before Halloween, and thank you for joining me for this blessed, sacred installment of telling us what to do, featuring the girl-defined girls and the girl-defined girls who are their friends. What do you all think? What religious code do you adhere to when choosing a Halloween costume? Are lizards sexy? They are now. Let me know in the comments below, and also give this video a big thumbs up if you want to see even more clip breakdowns on Halloween guidance from religious bodies. Either way, thank you all so much for joining me. Don't forget to click that subscribe button if you're new here. That way you'll never miss new videos from me. I upload 2 new ones every week, so make sure you hit notifications. That way you'll always know right when I'm starting to crack out of my leathery egg in a Black Lagoon. Also, I've got a Patreon where we're watching exclusive movies in virtual watch parties like Hocus Pocus 2 this month. And I've got merch available like my new enamel pins, now shipping. You guys are all the greatest. Thank you for splish splashing in my murky lake today. I will see you next time. Boom.